Good morning. It's early. Let's make some cranberry jelly for my Thanksgiving dinner with my in-laws this weekend. Bring that pot of cranberries up to a boil. Once it starts to boil, you're going to want to turn the heat down on your stove down to a medium to medium low, depending on how your stove cooks, to let the cranberries simmer. And you are going to do this basically all day so that the cranberries get so soft that it basically turns into a jam. You'll see. Keep watching. And if you need to during the day while the cranberries are simmering, add more water as you go. It's not going to hurt it because the longer you cook it, the more it'll cook down. Yeah, keep watching. You'll see. Okay, cranberries are at a boil. I've turned my heat down to basically low, and if you can see, the cranberries are starting to break apart. That's perfect. Just keep it on a low, let it simmer, and let it keep breaking down, stirring as often as you can, but not standing over it at the exact same time. I also like to keep a lid on the pot because the cranberries can be kind of poppy sometimes, and I'd really rather not get splashed with hot boiling water. Now that the cranberry sauce looks like this, we're going to add the rest of our stuff to it. The zest and juice of 1 orange. Don't worry about getting seeds from the orange in the cranberry jelly when you squeeze the juice out. It's all gonna get strained out anyways. The point of putting orange in the cranberry sauce is to actually keep the beautiful red color as well. Cranberry orange, great combination. So main reason to keep the beautiful red color and to prevent it from becoming discolored or turning brown, the acid helps keep it from oxidizing, like as if you put it on an apple. Next thing you'll add is about a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of freshly grated ginger. Use a knife or a spoon to peel it, makes it a lot easier. Next is just a pinch and a bit of some salt. Now you're going to start with anyways, 2 tablespoons of honey. You can also do sugar. I prefer honey. And then you're going to let that sit for a bit and then try it to see if you need to make it sweeter. If you don't, awesome. If you do, no big deal either. This part is completely up to your taste buds. Okay, I totally forgot to show and mention that I added a whole whack full of maple syrup to help with the flavor because, excuse me, this cranberry sauce, while I am taking it to my in-laws for Thanksgiving dinner this weekend, I am mostly making it for me and my mom because we're the ones in the family that actually like cranberry jelly. So she's helping me taste it, and I've been adding maple syrup to help with the tangy aftertaste that honey doesn't take away. So I also added like another 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of honey, and then probably about 1/2 cup of maple syrup. This is all also depending on how sweet you actually like it because cranberries are extremely tart. Okay, now that you have the cranberry sauce as cooked down as you want it, you have it as sweet as you want it, you're now going to take either a hand blender, like a hand immersion blender, a regular blender, or a food processor, and you're going to put it through that. I've got mine in the sink so that I stop some of the splashing because this is what I'm going to use. After you're done that, you're then going to run it through a sieve sifter into a measuring glass, so that, like measuring cups, so that you can see how much you have, so you know how much gelatin to use after that. Okay, now that that's all strained, I've poured it back into the pot, and by using the measuring cup, that tells me how much gelatin I'm going to need. Follow the instructions on the back of the box of the gelatin. So mine says 1 package to 2 cups of whatever you're using. And the reason I put it back in the pot is so that I can make sure that it is a hot but not boiling liquid, which is what you need, at least for the gelatin that I'm using. And if I remember correctly, most gelatins generally work the same way. So now I'm just going to bring the cranberry sauce back up to hot temperature, and then I'm going to add the gelatin in and then portion it out into my small jars and into a container to let it set. And there you have it. That is how you make cranberry jelly. And, well, can it. Now you can also use a pressure cooker. However, I've got this nifty handy dandy vacuum seal mason jar canner. It works freaking awesome. I love it. So I'm going to be using it for literally as much stuff as I can. Enjoy this recipe.